Hello, my name is Brian Baber, and I am here to talk with you a little bit about where to build lots on the water versus non-waterfront lots. A few things to think about when you're making that decision. So we build in Panama City, Florida. There is a lot of waterfront property in our area. And that being said, I would say 75% of the homes we build tend to be on the water. The balance are often in higher end or gated communities. So, just a few things to think about when building on the water. Not only are you building the home there, but there's generally going to be some additional infrastructure required. You're going to have a dock, a seawall to maintain. So those are additional expenses that you will have going down the road. And generally speaking, building a dock and building a seawall doesn't mean you're only going to mess with those things one time. Those are things that require additional upkeep over the years. So just budgeting money to know that that's going to be a piece of the puzzle of your monthly budget, something to think about. The other thing to consider is flood mitigation. Oftentimes homes that are on the water often could be in flood zones. So you want to build the home up higher so that in case of a storm surge, that the home is out of the storm surge. And so generally what that's going to mean, and I've talked about this in some other blog posts, is building up with a stem wall and getting that home out of the flood zone. It'll make your insurance less expensive, your flood insurance less. But that also does not mean that if you don't build on the water, you don't have to worry about flood zones, because homes inland often do have issues with flooding, and the FEMA maps dictate what height you have to build. So, and the maps can change over time. So I wouldn't say building at the minimum is the best thing either. You just need to look around, look at the homes around. Has that area ever flooded? What do the FEMA maps say? And at the very least, go with generally the building department is going to say, if it's a base flood elevation of 10, in years past, they would say add 1 foot to that. That was called a 1 foot freeboard. Now many municipalities are going to a 2 foot freeboard. So 2 foot above whatever the base flood elevation that FEMA said it is. So things to think about there: building up higher, building the dock and the seawall and the different materials that you can choose. There is a wide variety of things to select, and I would encourage you to speak with somebody knowledgeable. You want to speak with a dock or a seawall builder about some of the materials, choosing vinyl versus wood. Nowadays, wood's gotten so expensive that it's almost at that vinyl cost. And so a vinyl seawall is generally going to be a 50-year seawall. Now, that is not to say you'll never have to touch it for 50 years, but there will be some upkeep, but generally the life of that's going to be much longer. Another thing to think about with respect to communities: what amenities are included and what your HOA fee is going to be. Is there a pool there in the community where maybe you don't have to put in your own swimming pool? You can use the community pool. Or just is there a clubhouse that might mitigate having a larger outdoor space? So all of those things are things to take into consideration. And one last thing I'll mention is this is often said about waterfront. God's not making any more waterfront property, at least the way we know it. And so taking that into consideration as the prices of lots increase, one of the things I've seen over the last 20 years of building here in Panama City is that the price of waterfront has maintained its value better when the market softens, and also it tends to go up faster and more rapidly, really, when the market starts to increase. So if you can afford waterfront and that's something you're interested in, waterfront is a good investment in terms of building a higher end custom home. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful for you. Would love to talk with you more about it. Again, I'd say at least 75% of the homes we build are on the water, and if not more. So we've got a decent amount of experience doing that over the years. So have a great day. If there's anything we can do to help, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you. Bye-bye.